Oh, hold on. Nope, no, hold on. I forgot to fix my hair. No, 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 no. Wait a little bit longer. Just like 1 minute longer. Okay. All right. Whew. I mean, how am I gonna have my big anniversary stream when I ain't even fixed my hair, right? Golly. So, man, where do I even start? I mean, I guess I gotta start by saying, happy, happy daylight savings time. I really should have. I really should have just gone ahead and like delayed the stream by like an hour, because this has really thrown me all out of whack. It's not that I forgot. Okay, it's not that I forgot to set my clocks forward. All my clocks are automatic. It's just that I was so bloody tired, so exhausted that I just like I didn't wake up until like I don't know 11:30, and then I had to like cram stuff in my I had to cram my lunch in my face as fast as I could, and there was still some stuff that I wanted to whip up real quick for this very special stream because it's the big anniversary stream. Sort of. I mean, technically, the anniversary is tomorrow. Pretty sure. Um, Pretty sure our first day was March 10th, and I actually went back and forth on whether I wanted this to be the anniversary stream or next week. Before I cheated a little bit, and I looked ahead, and I did not spoil myself on the next One Piece chapter, but I do know that that next week is a break week. So, and in case you don't know, that's usually how we roll. Is when One Piece is on break, we're on break. Just to give myself a break to relax and work on other things, like trying to get better. You might notice that I'm a little nasally. I've got some sinus congestion because I've somehow managed to get myself sick again. And what a time, right? Like right when I've got my big old anniversary stream, I get sick for the third time this year. 3 months, 3 times I got sick. This is unprecedented, by the way. Normally I get sick once, maybe twice a year. Not 3 times in 3 months. That is wild. And I'll tell you something else too. This has been a recent development. It used to be that when I got sick, I would be 100% over it within like 1 or 2 weeks. Now, after 1 week, I'll be like 75% over it. And then, what is our text, by the way? I almost forgot to change the text. Because we're not doing balloons. No, that was last week. Although, I do want to talk about that, but whatever. I'm distracting myself. I'll just say happy anniversary. There. Bam. Yeah, something's changed within the past, like, 2 or 3 years, where now, after a week, I'll be like 75% over it, and then after 2 weeks, I'll be like 90% over it, and then I'll have lingering symptoms for the next couple of weeks, like a really persistent cough. Which I guess comes with getting older, but golly, I didn't think it would happen this soon. I mean, I'm really not that old. I will be 34 later this week, though. And that's why I'm actually kind of glad that One Piece is on break next week, because I want that weekend to just take off for my birthday. I got family coming in. There's a convention that I'm going to try and go to. I'm just going to try and relax and unwind. Speaking of relaxation, big change. Big change happened just yesterday, where after 13 years, I finally left my old pizza delivery job. That is a big change, because that was my first job. I've had it since way back in 2012. It's crazy. I thought that was going to be the first job I would quit, but it served me well for a long time, and frankly, it was an answered prayer, because at the time I was having a really, really hard time. Like, you think it's hard finding a job now? Oh, no! You have no idea what it was like in 2012, when there was a critical job shortage. And I tried to look for work in between my college semesters over the course of like 2 or 3 years, to no avail. And it was putting a big strain on my relationship with my dad, where he was really disappointed in me and my performance. He thought I was just lazy, not trying hard enough, not working smart enough. And so I prayed to God that I would finally get a job, any job, and he finally got me one, and hallelujah, I have not had to work in fast food. You know, I work in a fairly respectable establishment, or I did until just yesterday, and I'm gonna miss it. And that might be crazy to hear for such a lame, basic job, but I am going to miss it. Because it's just cool. It's pretty stress-free. I mean, how can you complain about getting paid to rock around town all night long, blasting Foo Fighters and air conditioning, and just kind of chilling? It was good. Other cool thing about being a delivery driver is it's kind of like being Santa Claus all year long, because kids, I don't know what it is about kids, they just love pizza. They absolutely categorically love pizza. I don't know any kid in the world who doesn't love pizza, and so it's always really sweet and heartwarming when you show up and all the kids scream and cheer, "Oh, pizza, pizza!" So you get to be pretty popular that way, and that was really nice. Also gotta miss my coworkers. I've seen a lot of faces come and go. A lot of strange characters. I mean, good friends, but also like you really do meet some whacked out people in the kitchen, like conspiracy theorists, habitual liars. Like, I didn't know what it meant to be a habitual liar until I met this one guy, and I won't share any names, right, to protect the innocent, but there was this one guy, I used to call him the gangster of love, because he was just such a character. He would tell these outrageously tall tales about himself, about how he eloped with his girlfriend and they go around the country living off of his Yu-Gi-Oh tournament winnings. That was how he made a living. And apparently his mom hated that, so she hired an assassin to get him. And he, like, when he was in high school one time, he hacked Norton Antivirus and found secret government videos. Dude he was a card. He really was. No idea where he is now. That was a while ago. But yeah, crazy stuff. At the time that I left, I was like the guy who had been there the second longest. There was like one other guy who worked there longer than me, and even then, it was not consistently. He would leave for like 2 or 3 months at a time to like go overseas and like visit the motherland. He's from like way over. Yeah, I'd actually been there even longer than the boss himself. There had been like a changing of hands of that restaurant. And yeah, maybe I'll go back one day. Maybe, but if you've been watching, you know that I work in education, and I've recently taken on kind of a double duty in that facility, that faculty, whatever you want to call it. And it's been super duper stressful. Waking up early, staying up late, barely having time to myself to do all of this as well. I mean, do you know that ever since we started 1 year ago, there have just been delays upon delays, nothing going according to plan. So many things have been put upon me, and so that was a major factor in me leaving my delivery job. Was I needed to save my sanity. I needed my weekends back. My Saturdays at the very least. Because it's such a tight squeeze getting ready for my Sunday streams when I've got to work on Saturday. I worked the evening shift, and so it was a mad scramble to try and get everything cleaned up, all the mess that I've made over the weekdays, in preparation for the stream on Sunday, when I had my delivery job just kind of looming over me, hanging over my head, and I had to get ready. I had to get everything ready in time for me to go to this job, and then once I get back, I only have maybe a few hours to put on some finishing touches before I gotta go to bed. And then I wake up, and then it's right back to trying to get everything in order. That's why I was so late today. I've never been this late, by the way. So very, very sorry about that. But there was stuff that I wanted to whip up because, like, hey, I don't mean to alarm anyone, but I think we finally did it. We're finally on Twitch. I like, that was something I squeezed in right before I started this stream. Was I just told myself I have to sit down and actually figure this out, because the first time our debut stream, I tried to stream to YouTube and Twitch, and it didn't work, and I couldn't figure out why at all. And I told myself I was going to troubleshoot it, and then I just, well, you know how it is, kept putting it off and putting it off and putting it off. Now, since that initial like stumbling block, I guess OBS had an update, and now there's just a little switch, and all I really had to do was flip that switch and then pound in my login information, and here we are. We're on Twitch now, which is wild. I mean, the whole reason I redesigned my overlay to have purple instead of the old seafoam was to celebrate me coming to Twitch, and then it was still like a few weeks before I actually did it. So very glad to finally be here. I did have a friend who was looking forward to me being on Twitch, because that's their like primary platform for watching content. And speaking of the rebranding, hold on. My fan's not on. It's getting toasty in here. If you've been keeping up with me on all my socials, you know, right down here, which you should, because that's how I get the word out about all my streams and stuff. Changes in schedule and all that. You'll see that we've finally finished updating the brand. Mostly. I mean, you'll see the intermission screen, yeah, right here. That's still the old logo, still the old seafoam green. But we're working on it. I still gotta come up with some new screens. Some new scenes. But we're good for now. And that's also another reason that I want to take my Saturdays off, was just to have more time to work on this kind of stuff. I mean, we finally figured out Twitch, thank goodness. But more time to update the brand, edit videos, do a little research on how to better promote the channel and help it grow. And yeah, and I'm really behind on editing videos, like so far behind. Hopefully I'll be able to start doing more of that from now on. And I figure at some point, I've talked about this a little bit, plans to go on like an off season where I switch from streaming on Sunday afternoons to Saturday evenings. Just do like a real quick and dirty stream of the newest One Piece chapter, and then that's it. And instead, I kind of switch gears to focusing more on editing and less on streaming, so that I can crank out more videos for YouTube. Not sure when that's gonna happen, but it's in the cards. So, just again, stay in touch on all my little socials here, and you'll know when it's coming. Yeah, it's been, this weekend has been quite busy. I mean, not only the leaving my first ever job, and daylight savings time, and figuring out the whole Twitch thing and all that, but also finally had a game night with my friends. It's been a long time, and I needed it so bad. I was so worried that I wouldn't be able to make it, just because I wasn't really feeling well. I've managed to mostly pull it together. You know, I still got the little nasally, like Virgil voice going on, but I can power through. And it was a blast. We had like 2 rounds of just casual Commander 4-way free for all. First round was really, really rough. I mean, maybe I was a little over eager because I hadn't played Magic the Gathering in a very long time, and so I just want to hit the ground running. And so after the game had already kind of started moving forward, I realized, oh crap, my opening hand has one land in it. One land, and it's Urza's Saga. So in 3 rounds, that land is going to be gone, and sure enough, I was down to 0 lands for a long time. That was just a beatdown. Terrible, and I didn't even... It had been so long, I didn't even remember my deck composition, really. But second round was way better. Second round, I was able to pop off and get all my stuff going. Big fan of my Urza Lord High Artificer deck. Even if it's not competitive, like, it's just a blast to play. The way it just escalates beyond all control with, you know, first you get the artifacts, then you get the mana, then you get the free stuff that turns into more mana for more free stuff. It was great. A lot of fun. I actually had like the perfect opening hand where I could ramp up to an Inkwell Leviathan and a Phyrexian Metamorph copying Inkwell Leviathan very, very quickly. It was a bit of an adjustment period because it had been so long since I'd actually played Magic. I forgot what it was like to have to keep up with a bunch of stuff with on top of, you know, the normal damage, the commander damage, and also putting the lore counters on your sagas and keeping in track all of the different passive effects going on. And it was actually an adjustment period for all of us. We had all gone for a really long time without playing Magic, and so it was a bit of a learning experience for them too. One of the players, they kind of screwed themselves over by rolling up a rather high maintenance card. I forget what it's called. Like scheme. Let me go ahead and look it up. It was like Schemers something. Schemer. Mask of the, no, not Mask of the Schemer. It was like, was it just called Scheme? Let me try that. Maybe that's better. Swindler Scheme. That's what it is. Well, first off, let me hide my my bookmarks. Don't want to spoil that because I got good stuff bookmarked. Never show. Yes, please, and thank you. No. Yes. Swindler Scheme. Whenever an opponent casts a spell from their hand, you may reveal the top card of your library if it shares a card type with that spell. Counter that spell, and opponent may cast the revealed card without paying its mana cost. Okay. So, she played this as soon as she could, and then she went for many rounds, not even remembering to check the top card of her library to see if she could maybe pull a switcheroo. And I don't know about you, but this does not feel like a good card at all. Like, this is rare. This just feels like a license to backfire constantly, giving away all your best stuff to your opponents. This does not seem good at all. Like, what was so wrong with Counterbalance, right? Like, that was a good card, you know? Reveal the top card of your library. If it's got the same mana value as the spell, and then it's countered. That was pretty solid. If this was just oh, if the top card of your library shares a card type of that spell, counter it. That would have been fine. That would have been an okay enchantment. I think. But then the part where they get your stuff. Opponent may cast the revealed card without paying. Wow. That's wild. At least make them pay mana equal to the value, right? I don't know. That seems really... Oof. I don't know. You don't even get to look at what the card is before you reveal it. If it said you may look at the top card of your hand and then reveal it, that would be fine. But by the time you've revealed it, it's already too late. You've already taken the plunge. You could wind up giving away something truly awesome just to counter a relatively petty spell. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe I would have to play with it to really understand its value. But this seems so chaotic. I'm actually kind of surprised that that's a blue spell. That seems more like a red thing. Like really chaotic swapping stuff for other stuff, and you don't necessarily know ahead of time what it's going to be. For our Twitch viewers, let me go ahead and whip this out. Gotta introduce you to our mascot. I mean, he doesn't have a name yet, but this is a guy that I picked up from like a wire art stand that was at like a local zoo, and I got him here because I actually tweaked him a little bit, because this is all wire. You can just kind of mash and morph it however you like, and so I tried kind of squishing his head to make him look a little less goofy. I combed his glorious facial hair, so now he's looking a little bit nicer. Let's get him over here. And speaking of decorations, I don't know if I talked about this last stream, or if it's changed at all since the last stream, but lots of little changes going on here. I swapped around a couple of my cubes, and I cooked up a new one right here. That's my Cowboy Bebop cube. It's got the collectible figures in box. I mean, the box is all scuffed and nasty and yellowed and whatever, but I mean, I still think it's cool. And then it's got Cowboy Bebop, the complete series, and then it's got Space Dandy, because pretty sure Space Dandy's from the same guys that made Cowboy Bebop. I got my Guyver cube way over there, ready to receive my Guyver figure, which should be showing up either today or tomorrow. And also, the Guyver cube used to be over there, but I moved it over because I want to make room for a Gynax / Trigger cube. Because, you know, I got my big old Fully Cooley Tower of Power way over in the corner, right? But I wanted more of like a general Gynax and Trigger cube. It's got Panty and Stocking and Evangelion and Space Patrol and something else. I can't remember what. Dang, what was it? But I've got some more figures coming in to round that out. So look forward to some epic unboxing going on real soon. I've already got one box over here. It's nothing exciting though. It's just more of this spotlighting that you see here. Because you see we're a little short. I could use like 4 or 5 more. Yeah. Speaking of lighting, lighting's a little better today, although that's just because it's a little stormy out right now. We got some heavy rain, so don't be surprised if if the stream just blows up at some point. We're hoping that doesn't happen. I also have a tiny Gigantor, as oxymoronic as that is, to go with my giant robots cube over there. I mean, I say giant robot, they're like the little super deformed whatever. See, I got a lot of these little guys. And they got their cute little chibi proportions going on. Collected a ton of these as a little kid, and then they just been boxed away for the longest time. And I thought, you know what? I bet I can turn this into like a cool display piece if I like get some little tiny shelves, and then I got them all striking a pose together. Unfortunately, what's really tedious about having lots of little figurines like that is dusting's kind of a pain. I could use some dusting right now, and I'm really bad about that. I don't dust around here nearly as much as I should. In fact, that might be a contributing factor for the congestion. So I suppose I kind of brought that on myself. And I can't remember. What else did I get? I got like a bunch of stuff. Oh, I got the storyboard for Fooly Cooly. It was a pretty penny, but it's worth it because I hate the idea of someone being a bigger Fooly Cooly fan than me. I don't want to let that happen. So when something really precious is up for auction, I try to nab it. Unfortunately, I'm not able to get everything. There was like a box set of progressive and alternative that also came with a shirt, and I thought about getting it, but I thought to myself, yeah, as big a fan of Fooly Cooly as I am, progressive just sucks. An alternative, it's okay, but it will never hold a candle to Fooly Cooly Classic, which, you know, that's what I call it. You know, we're gonna call them Fooly Cooly Progressive, Alternative, Shoegaze, what was the other one? Grunge. I call the original Fooly Cooly Classic, and you know, still the best. I mean, you could have guessed that. One of those a landmark series. The others are just like, you know, a fair attempt by Adult Swim. You know, they love their Fooly Cooly over there. They love airing that, and so I appreciate their passion for trying to revive the franchise. But after they gave it 2 new seasons, and then they wanted to give it yet another 2 seasons, I was like, it's not special anymore. And so I didn't fork out the big wad of cash for that box set, because, like, I'm a fan of Fooly Cooly Classic, not really the sequels at all. I mean, I have the Blu-ray of Progressive and Alternative just for completion's sake. And I'm still waiting for a physical copy of Grunge and Shoegaze. They've got to come out with it at some point, right? There's no way that's just going to be like digital only, or heaven forbid it just is lost media. And besides, it comes with a shirt that I'm not even sure is going to fit me. A lot of Fooly Cooly shirts on the market are like medium. And I'm a big boy here. I wear double XL. And those are hard to come across. I did find one that I really wanted, but it was like $65. Like, golly. $65 for a shirt that I'm probably just going to mess up? No way. Even though it's, old school, even though it was an official shirt, I just can't do that. No. And, speaking of shirts, you might have noticed, if you're an old school Cross H Productions fan, we got the old school fit on today. This was the same shirt that I wore for my first stream. But it's crazy the prices that I've seen for stuff. One of the things that I covet the most is the Gurren Lagann Blu-ray set. I've always wanted it, but the price has always been ridiculous. And what's worse, all the eBay listings, they seem to omit the dimensions of the package. And that's messed up. You can't do that because, it comes in this big fancy box, right? It's clearly supposed to be a display piece. Well, you want to know the dimensions of your display piece because you got to plan for that. You got to know whether or not it's going to fit in the space that you want for the display piece. I was going to use it as a background for the little Gynax cube over here. But if it doesn't fit in these little shelves, these shelves are 1 foot by 1 foot. If it's off, even by a fraction of an inch, it's just no good. And they were not forthcoming with that. I found one listing that gave the dimensions that were very obviously wrong. I don't know what was up with that. But it's still very expensive. Still can't afford that. I had to let that go. And the Gigantor figure that I was talking about earlier, bad enough that it's very hard to find figures based on the new adventures of Gigantor. Almost all of the Gigantor merch is just based on the super old Gigantor from the 60s. But the very rare new Gigantor merch out ranges from hundreds to thousands of dollars. And a lot of it is just too big or too bulky. It would never fit on these shelves. Or it's really goofy, almost Happy Meal type stuff. With gimmicky projectiles and helicopter blades and stuff. The Gigantor never did any of that. He was the most basic, most thuggin' giant robot ever. He didn't have any beam sabers or laser guns or force fields or any of that. All he had was his dukes. He has dukes and he has big feet that he would drop kick you with. As far as gimmicks went, the most gimmick he got was he had a big jetpack that he would use to then fly up and then punch and drop kick you. Yeah. It's too bad because some of those figures out there, they are really nice. They look exactly like the guy. I even found one that had him doing his signature drop kick move. Imagine a rider kick that's the size of the White House. But it was $400. So, no. No, I've managed to save up some money, but not that much. Enough to get some nice collectibles to try and fill out these shelves here. And then some to get some new, big news here, new equipment for the stream. That's going to be coming real soon. So if you're not satisfied with the camera quality, and Lord knows I'm not, that's going to get fixed real soon. Gonna get a new mic as well. Mic's okay, but it's been around for a while. I'd like a new one, fancy one. And I've been doing research on what the best webcams and the best mics are for my situation, and so we'll see how that goes. Hopefully, I do myself good. I really wanted to get... Wait. Did I order? No. Not yet. But I want to get a Stream Deck. Because we still ain't got that. I want to have like the nice flashy buttons that you can change what they do and what they look like. And I want the little dials and whatever. I also really wanted to get a sketch pad with like a screen. Because you see the overlay that we're using, it's a little funky. Because I just drew that with my mouse. You know, my ugly, gaudy gamer mouse that I still think is super cool looking. Yeah, I just drew it with my mouse. And so it's a little wonky. I do really want to go back to this overlay as well as the old overlay and update them. But, God, those sketch pads are so expensive. They are crazy. It's going to be a while before I can afford one of those. But, you know, once we do, we'll be able to crank out some nicer looking overlays and graphics and stuff. And I got to learn how to draw better. I can draw a lot of things, but people, very bad. I feel like that's definitely going to have to be a skill that I brush up on in preparation for future projects. Actually, I forgot to hit start recording. Alright, I'm gonna have to remember to go back and record all of that, but because I record everything to make sure that it's easier to edit, but let me change the text. I actually managed to get a little ahead of myself here. Where's the... Oh, right here. There we go. Because this is our debut on Twitch, I figure I would do the introduction again. And that's one of those things that I was really trying to squeeze in preparation for this stream. Like, I was like 20 minutes late. I spent those 20 minutes whipping up these new cards for introductions. Just to bring it back to the fundamentals. Just to kind of like root ourselves in what this channel is about going forward into this new year. So, here it is. Alright, now let's try this again. This is Cross H Productions. That's how it's pronounced. The little H is a cross. Cross H Productions. Simple enough. We do live streams and VODs and videos. Not a lot of videos right now, but I keep telling myself, you know, one day I'm going to sit down and I'm just going to do like an epic editing marathon. I'm gonna crank out videos like mad. I really want to, but the free time is hard to come by. Currently we're on YouTube and we're on Twitch. Finally. Been meaning to do that a long time. Very long time. And I don't know if I'm gonna do other platforms. Because I've never touched TikTok, by the way. Never, ever, ever. Don't know anything about that platform. Not looking to learn either, because you never know what's going on with that, and it's always been kind of sketchy to me, so no. And at one point I thought I was going to do Kick, but then my first exposure to Kick ever was like the worst thing ever, where a guy was going to catch up on One Piece on Kick, and then as soon as he started the stream, he got copyright struck. So, nope. No Kick. And I don't know anything about Rumble either. And I don't know. Are there other streaming platforms? I don't know. Right now it's just going to be YouTube and Twitch. Here's our content. We do anime and manga, pretty much just One Piece right now, maybe some other stuff later. Video games. I mean, we try to do video games around here. We did do our Bloon stream last week, which, shout out. That video, that stream got so many views. I mean, for me, relative, we got 17 views, but that's a lot for me. For a small-time streamer, just getting 17 views, getting views in the double digits, that's huge. It feels huge anyway. So, big thanks to everyone who checked out that stream, because that was a lot of fun. Sort of. Mostly. I did get a little salty. I did not like how my playthrough of Bloons Tower Defense 3 went. And so, almost immediately after stream, I went back and then I beat that. And still only on easy mode. Not a big fan of that one. And then I played some more Bloons Tower Defense 5 until I got salty in that too, because hard mode just seemed bogus. Like, instantly lethal rounds will come out of nowhere and take all your lives. I don't know. I didn't like how that felt. Maybe we'll do Bloons Tower Defense 6 at some point. I don't know. But, yeah, that was big. I think that was, my second biggest stream ever. I guess Bloons Tower Defense is really popular. Let's see. We do movies. Sort of. Actually, I don't know if we've watched a movie on the stream yet, but, we got plans for it. I'm really into superhero and martial arts films in particular. So obviously I'm a big fan of Power Rangers, right? Because that's the 2-in-1. Cartoons and painting. It's been a while since our last painting stream. Folks who are new around here, especially if you're on Twitch, you'll see back there we got a dragon statue that we painted, and then another one up here. Let me play with this. Way up there. Painted that, and that was a lot of fun. Those are both wooden sculptures that I got from a local store. Scoot this down a little more. There we go. And I've got plans to do more. And it's going to be more dragon themed. You're noticing a bit of a theme around here. I'm kind of into dragons. Let's see. About me, That's me, your host, Harrison. Favorite color is blue. I love rock music of all kinds. Alternative, ska, metal, electronic, funk, soul, disco, grunge, post-grunge, all sorts of different subgenres. Love spicy food, American, Italian, Asian. Love burgers and pizza and pad thai, all that kind of stuff. Love hot sauce. And there's my hobbies. I love games and film and music. Animation is on there twice for some reason. I really like animation, I guess. Love to draw and paint and cook and travel. And here are my inspirations. These are the guys that kind of helped me find my style, my sense of humor, my aesthetic, all that kind of thing. Big inspiration is Spoonie. Even though he's not the best guy, even though he's really fumbled and stumbled in the past, I still think his content is great, and he's really funny and witty and sarcastic, and it's just a blast. Every once in a while I'll go back and binge his content again. His reviews of Final Fantasy games, his playthroughs of old FMV games, just lots and lots of really solid content. Red Letter Media and lots of all those kinds of like film critique channels like I Hate Everything and YourMovieSucks.org. Those guys are all great. I love hearing other people's opinions about that kind of stuff. Love hearing people who are very like passionate and eloquent, and they know what they're looking for in a movie, that kind of thing. Super Best Friends Play, long time ago, like the prototype for this whole Cross H Productions thing was I was just going to be a Let's Play channel, and I was just going to do videos of gaming and stuff. I still have the old like pilot episodes. Why did I not finish spelling Spider-Man? Whatever. Again, I threw this together like super duper fast. Like I was running late, didn't have a lot of time, woke up late because of the daylight savings time thing. Whatever. But yeah, Super Best Friends Play. Very again formative of my sense of humor and just what I look for in YouTube content and gaming content in general. Rebel Taxi, love that guy. Love his style, his presentation, all his little transitions and his intros and stuff. He's got great taste in music, great taste in cartoons and games, and he's really funny. He's honestly up there for me as one of the best YouTubers out there. Everybody should check him out. And then Power Rangers, hugely influential for me. I got into that when I was like 5 years old, and I rocked that until I was like 12. That was like my whole lifestyle was Power Rangers and Power Rangers like shows like Masked Rider and Big Bad Beetleborgs and stuff, and Transformers too. Like I just freaking love giant robots and martial arts. That was like my introduction to all sorts of stuff: Japanese culture, martial arts, giant robots. Guyver, we talked about that a little bit, but a lot of people probably don't know, but Guyver's like this old school sci-fi dark horror action series from the 80s. It's like Spider-Man, but like way more hardcore. Like guy gets in an accident, gets superpowers, and it turns out to be the worst thing that ever happened to him because he's targeted by all these clandestine omnipresent organizations and horrible monsters and stuff. And of course, Spider-Man. I grew up just in time to enjoy Spider-Man at its prime with Spider-Man 1 and 2 in the early to mid-aughts. Those two movies are awesome. Still two of my favorite movies ever. Definitely my favorite superhero movies ever. My favorite scene, this is going to sound weird, but my favorite scene is still the one in Spider-Man 2 where it's just Aunt May talking to Peter in like the backyard. Talking about how sometimes in order to do the right thing, you have to be willing to give up everything, even your dreams. And that was wild to hear as a kid, because you never hear that. No one has the guts to tell you to give up on your dreams. That's the one thing you were told to never give up on. Live your dream, believe in your dream, follow your dream, follow your hearts. Nothing's more important than your dream. Don't let anyone stop you from achieving your dream. And then this little sweet old lady, M.A., comes in like, your dream means nothing. It is worthless to the world. And you got to be ready to give it up to do what actually matters. And that was, wow. That was huge. Fully Cooley, as previously discussed, kind of a huge fan. Very formative experience. I discovered that when I was 15, transitioning into high school, and it just taught me a lot about what it meant to be, what it meant to grow up and be mature, and it helped me discover myself. It helped me form my own identity. So really awesome. I consider that to be like the quintessential coming of age story for boys. Like any boy aged 12 to 15 should watch Fooly Cooly at least once. I think it'll do a lot of good for them. One Piece, obviously we do. YouTube folks know we do a lot of One Piece around here. We like reading all the manga chapters as they come out and doing tier lists and stuff. I'd love to do even more One Piece content. And then The Last Airbender. Just last year, right at the tail end in time for Christmas, we checked out the live action Last Airbender series by Netflix. I call it The Last Flixbender. And not gonna lie, that was really bad. That was really bad. And I'm not sure if I've even heard anything about a season 2. Like I think that they might have screwed themselves with that one. But big fan of The Last Airbender here. Again, very formative of me and my philosophy. My favorite scene is Aang talking to Avatar Yang Chen about... It was basically about the difference between morals and ethics. And up to that point, as a kid, I didn't even realize there was a difference. But a big deal right there. And then here are our plans. Very short term, like within the next month or two, I've got my next idea for my painting stream. I call it Seasons of the Dragon, because it's going to be 4 paintings. Each one is going to be a tree that's shaped like a dragon, and it represents one of the 4 seasons. And I got some stamps to help me with that. Stamps to like make leaves easier instead of having to paint them in one by one. I want to check out the live action Death Note, because we did One Piece and we did Last Airbender. I mean, Last Airbender's not really an anime, but whatever. I don't know. Do I want to do Cowboy Bebop? I mean, that is content for the channel, but it's natural that we should check out the live action Death Note at some point. I actually have seen it before, but it's just so stupid that it warrants another go, because it's just so hilariously bad. The Devil May Cry anime coming out real soon. I think it comes out next month, and we're big Devil May Cry fans around here. I'll be curious to see what that's like. It seems like it's not being very well received by fans. I'm part of a Devil May Cry group on Facebook, and they're just tearing it to shreds. But we'll see. It's got to be better than the first anime, right? The first anime was just awful. It was so slow and boring and just like gray, dingy, passionless, awful. And then Psychonauts 2, which we've been planning for a very long time. So for folks new to the channel, especially folks on Twitch, a little bit of a story time. We did play the first Psychonauts, and we had planned to immediately follow that up with Psychonauts 2 way back in, I think, April of last year. And it wouldn't boot up. It would not boot up. And it would super not boot up. Not even like an error message or anything. You would just double click it, and it would be like, okay, what's next? Nothing. Completely unresponsive. And it drove me nuts. And I tried to do troubleshooting with a Double Fine staff member over on their Discord, and he couldn't figure it out either. Eventually, I found out the solution was just to reinstall Windows. But now Microsoft is discontinuing service for Windows 10, and so I figure I should really just go ahead and update to Windows 11. So right over here, I got a new hard drive, and I got a new installation, and we'll just start from scratch. And that's a lot of what I've been doing is copying all my computer files, all my pictures and funny memes and music and games and stuff for the stream and my YouTube videos and stuff. Just copying that over to thumb drives and external hard drives and stuff, so we can make the big old migration. And maybe then I'll finally have a functioning installation of DirectX. That was the big problem, is DirectX on this computer is just borked. I don't know why, but we looked at it, and there are duplicates of files for some reason. There are files that aren't the size they're supposed to be. Really don't know what's up with that. So I figure when we make the switch over to the old hard drive, I'll keep a very close eye on what DirectX is doing. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to like copy it to a thumb drive so that I'll always have a working DirectX installation. And then going from there, just anytime I install anything, I'll go back to DirectX and like pay attention and see if anything has changed. Because it doesn't change for no reason. Something had to have changed it at some point, and I don't know what, and I don't know when, and I don't know why. But it's very annoying. And hopefully once I get this all sorted out, then we can go on to having a lot more gaming content on this channel, which was the plan from the beginning. You know, not just Psychonauts 2, but lots of other stuff too. And I've been trying to get into PC gaming, but I've also picked up like a switcher and like Elgato device capture thingy, and I'm gonna try and hook all that up to get my console gaming setup leveled up, because I've got huge library of games right here to tap into. So it'd be nice if instead of just letting those games go to waste, I could turn them into content, you know, and not have to re-buy them on PC. Other short term, you know, for now, it's just more One Piece. We're real big fans of One Piece around here, so that means, you know, the weekly reading of the new chapter, except when it goes on break, then we go on break, and then when One Piece is back, we're back. Anime, we don't really do a whole lot of the anime, just because I know Toei they're funny to work with. You know, lots of YouTubers, they've had big trouble, trying to cooperate with Toei, and trying to get things straight on what's fair use and what's not, because it should be very clear, and instead it's very not. But I've been meaning, because right now the anime is on a hiatus, right? But they've been coming out with their like remaster, I guess you'd call it, a remaster of the Fishman Island arc. And so I've been really meaning to watch that on Netflix, and then come out with like a little comparison piece showing how different they are. Because as I understand it, Fishman Island, well, it wasn't very well received in the first place, but then it made the transition from manga to anime, and then it was even less well received. So we'll see how much they fixed it in the remaster, because it's not just updating the look of the anime to match the latter day episodes, make it look more like Wano Country or something. It's actually like recutting it to fix pacing issues. Speaking of issues, hey, hello, focus, camera, what's going on? Okay, there we go. I don't know, it's wrong. It's just sitting there. It's not sitting there. I'm not getting like all up in its grill or anything. I don't know why it's having trouble focusing, other than it's just cheap. But we need to check that out. And you know, we do a little bit of One Piece discussions here, top fives and tier lists. It's actually been a while since my last tier list, though. but I want to do more One Piece content. And then the long term, no idea when this stuff is going to happen. Just ideas that I've had, but one idea is, so I've got my best friend, right, Jaren, and I've been meaning to bring him on the channel, but he's just so busy with all the things in his life. He fights professionally, he animates, he like does commissions, he plays bass, he's in a band, or he was, and just lots and lots of stuff that this guy does. So full disclosure, we're not monetized yet, and I don't really want to bring him on the channel until we're monetized, because I don't want to pull him away from all the things that he cares about, all the projects that are important to him, just to entertain me in my own pet project. I want there to be some sort of payout for him. But once that happens, we can start doing some collaborative content. So he has never seen One Piece. I think he has some cursory knowledge, but for the most part, he would be going in blind. And so that's an idea I have for some content. How fast can we catch up on One Piece? Not necessarily speed reading. We're not going to gloss over anything, but just like how fast can we catch up just reading at a normal, reasonable pace? I've also got an idea for a series called Martial Farts. It would almost be like Mystery Science Theater 3000, but for martial arts movies, where we rip on different martial arts films, because we both love martial arts movies, especially Jaren. He's got a collection of martial arts film DVDs that's taller than he is, and so that'd be cool. And it wouldn't just be bad martial arts movies either. It would be like there'd be a balance, between good and bad. Animation Station would be like the same thing. It would mostly just be like appreciation of animation. Cartoons from all over the world, both good and bad, and just looking into what makes it work and what doesn't work. Reviewing every superhero movie ever, that's something I've wanted to do for a long time. I've been just scarfing down superhero films. I've really been on the hunt to see if there's a superhero movie worse than Elektra, and I have not yet found it. A little scary to think of what I'm in for when I do find it. Last superhero movie I watched was the original Fantastic Four movie that came out in the 90s, and honestly it wasn't even that bad. That's supposed to be an infamous movie, like one of the worst superhero movies ever. It was just, I actually thought it was okay. The effects were scuffed, especially for the 90s, but I'm not a huge stickler for stuff like that. As long as you got good characters and a good plot, then I think you'll do okay. Yeah. And World Cross H. I mean, you want to talk long-term projects. That's really long-term. This is an idea that I had where I go cross-country. And I turned that into like a little streaming series. It would be me and Jaren and maybe a couple of other friends. We would just romp across America and just try out different restaurants and amusement parks and all that kind of thing, and just have a blast and turn that into some content. But again, that's obviously very long term. That would take a huge investment. Golly, that would take like tens, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars to finance a project like that. I want to join the Reverie, which for anyone who doesn't know, like within the One Piece community, there are these YouTubers who will get together and collab and talk One Piece stuff, and they call it the Reverie. I'd love to be a part of that. I want to collab with those guys, and then I want to become a VTuber at some point. That's going to be quite an adventure, because I don't know anything about that at all. I want to learn how to make and rig my own model, instead of, say, paying someone else to do all this stuff for me. Because I'm just like that. That's how I roll. I'm kind of protective of my creative vision, and I don't easily entrust it to anyone else. I wanna, I wanna make that happen with my own hands. But I think that's pretty much it. Did I have anything else? No. But that's your introductions. And now, ooh, actually, before we get into the new One Piece chapter, I almost forgot. There was like another. There's this thing that I want to watch. Let me tweak this. There. And then I guess I'll put this up because I don't know. I don't know. I don't want Toei to come after like screenshots of the One Piece anime or anything. But right before stream, I just tripped over this video. This is what is this called? This is the longest fight in One Piece by One Piece Lab on YouTube. So shout outs to them for this video. I am genuinely curious. I mean, it's probably going to be Luffy versus Kaido because that fight was ridiculous, but let's check this out. And maybe it would help if it was actually on screen, right? So, and you'll notice they go by episode count and not chapter count. Because, of course, it's always going to be longer in the anime, right? The anime is just so epically poorly paced that if you want the longest One Piece fight, it's going to be in the anime. So, you know, dang, it's crazy that as epic as Mihawk versus Zoro was, it all just takes place in one episode. Man. And Usopp versus Luffy, so many classic fights. Zoro versus Killer. Zoro versus Killer was dumb in the anime. I'm sorry. Lots of people like to pog over like the epic animation and stuff, but it was always ridiculous to me how all of a sudden it's this very small scale fight between two guys in the snow to all of a sudden they're moving at like light speed and they're flying through the air like superheroes, and suddenly Ringo is like, it goes from like, I don't know, 30 miles long to like tens of millions of light years long. Oh, there's Luffy versus Kaido round 1. And obviously this is muted because I'm pretty sure he's playing like the One Piece soundtrack over this. Don't want to get copyright struck over that. That's a no-no. Even though the One Piece soundtrack is epic, I have it on my phone. Let's see. Luffy versus Enel was only 4 fights? Are they not counting the part in the middle where Luffy gets his arm stuck in a giant golden ball? Wait, what? Robin versus Black Maria was 5 episodes? Wow. Long Kid. That's the worst fight in One Piece, by the way. Like, by my count, Long Kid versus Big Mom, the worst fight in One Piece. Because it's just ass pulls. It's one unprecedented development after another. There's no coherency to that action. It's just things happen for no reason, no explanation. And, like, the resolution to the whole fight was this huge plot hole where Law just cuts Misery in half. Misery is like this elemental spirit that's made out of fire and lightning. How can you cut her with a normal sword and then that just erases her from existence? So stupid. I'll probably talk about that more at length in like another stream or whatever, but really, really bad fight scene. That's the long and short of it. Cracker versus... That was way shorter in the manga, by the way. There was so much filler in that fight. In the manga, it skips over a huge part of it. Zoro versus King. That's weird because it starts out with King being basically invincible, and then once Zoro finds out his big dumb gimmick, he like speed runs the rest of the fight. And it always was just really stupid to me. Like, oh, when you turn your flames off, like you move faster, but you're no longer invulnerable. Well, why would you do that? Just be invincible all the time. There aren't that many situations where moving slightly faster is more advantageous than being invincible. You go back and look at that fight. All the damage King took was when he didn't have his weird fire armor on, which, by the way, like, this is the same arc that Zoro found out how to cut through flames. Like, he learned the Foxfire style, and now he can cut flames. Logically, he should just be able to cut through King's fire armor, but he can't for some reason. Don't know what's up with that. Okay. Let's see. No way was Luffy versus Doflamingo only 13 episodes long. That fight was ridiculous. You're going to tell me Luffy versus Crocodile was longer? What are these metrics? Because are we now counting all the episodes between, like, Luffy round 2 and Luffy round 3 when they're fighting underground? But we didn't count the episodes where Luffy had his hand stuck in, like, a gold... Maybe I just need to rewatch this. Because some stuff I've kind of skimmed over. Luffy versus Katakuri. No ads, no ads, no ads, no. I did not know I was going to do that. Yeah, so we run kind of a cheap operation around here. We don't have YouTube Premium. But, dang, I expected that video to have more of, you know, an ending, like a denouement, not just get to Luffy versus Kaido 50 episodes and then smash cut to advertisements. Okay, but that's enough of that. It's time for the new One Piece chapter. So we're going to read the new One Piece chapter, and then I think that's actually going to be it for the stream, because I didn't really have a lot planned. Because there's just been so much else on my mind, like trying to get that little presentation ready, trying to figure out how to stream on Twitch. I didn't even really have time to get the word out about this stream. Like I didn't invite anyone to the event on YouTube, or not YouTube, Facebook. Like, that just totally did not happen. And, you know, like, getting sick again, and all the business with, you know, closing up my affairs at the pizzeria. There's just been too much going on, and too much on my mind to really come up with, like, a whole slew of content for this channel. So, you know, even though it's the big 1 year anniversary, it's probably going to be pretty short and pretty sweet. Just, you know, talking about what's been going on, talking about plans for the future, doing a little reintroduction, and then the One Piece chapter, and that's it. And maybe by the time we come back for the next stream, we'll have something a little more exciting cooked up. But for now, we're just going to check out Chapter 1142, The Things I Find Scary. And here we have Yamato finally doing what she probably should have done like a month ago, and just cling who's clock in like a single blow. And like, really, is that it? No, 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 no. No. No, there's no way, right? There's no way that Jinbei had like a whole fight scene with Who's Who, and now Yamato's gonna one-shot him. You're not gonna do that. Please, please tell me that is not what is actually happening. Like, I saw this, I'd already seen this panel, and I'm just now realizing the horrifying implications of this. And Jinbei versus Who's Who, that wasn't even necessarily a fair fight. Jinbei was in control of that fight from the beginning. No matter what Who's Who did, Jinbei would just kind of tank it. Like, maybe he would shed a little bit of blood, but for the most part, he just tanked it. Like, his expression on his face didn't even change. He just kind of, I don't know, he just kind of gritted his teeth and worked this guy. And so, but still, the idea that Jinbei, it took Jinbei like, you know, I'm actually curious. I want to go back to that fight. I just remember Jinbei versus Who's Who lasting a while. Partly because Who's Who spent a lot of that fight running his mouth, right? Because he wanted to talk about the sun god and the sun pirates and all that kind of thing. But I just remember it taking a little more effort from Jinbei, a Shichibukai, to bring down Who's Who, and now Yamato's gonna one-shot him. What kind of power scaling is that? Like, what tier does that put Yamato on? That she can put in more work with a single blow than Jinbei could over the course of an entire fight. That does not make sense. You're not going to tell me that Yamato's like Admiral tier. Let's see. Oda says 3 of the 84 regulars are out sick. It's the first time we've had this kind of crisis. What a week. Wow. So, even in the faraway land of Oda and his little circle of dudes, they're getting hit pretty hard with illness. Let's see. The children are in uproar. Miss, help us, miss. There's a huge snake in the schoolyard. It's Jormungandr, the world serpent that'll end the week. Wow. Wait, what? 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 Oh. Here it is. I couldn't find the asterisk. The world serpent that'll end the week. This is a pun on Shumatsu, the N, which is a homophone of weekend in Japanese. Okay. It's funny that they didn't even come up with like they didn't come up with a different name for the world serpent. It's not like a Jormungandr pastiche. It's just Jormungandr. End the week, like Saturday. Yeah, it's gonna eat us. Everyone, get in the school. And ooh, why does this kid not have eyes? Sheesh. I think the process of cleaning this up has left it a little scuffed. Walrus School staff room. Teachers, it's an emergency. There really is a big snake out there. Is it a beast from the realm of the dead? What's it doing in the sun realm? I hope well, it's a snake. It probably just slid its way up. I hope we can get everyone out. Math teacher, Mr. Breed. Let's call the chiefs. Walrus School principal, Mr. Kiba. Daggone. He looks like a Final Fantasy VIII character. Or a Final Fantasy IX character. But in the meantime, the kids are language arts teacher, Miss Angie. Miss is gonna eat Iger-kun. Wow. And then, Walrus... Wait. The walrus dude pulls up? Okay, wasn't expecting that. Exorcisation. Kanji is demonic purification, but it's a play on final exam. Interesting. Oh boy, and Saul is also here, working this big serpent thing. And you notice that the serpent is looking a little funky. He's not quite drawn the same way as everyone else. There's some foul play here. Kya, wah, what the? It's the principal. Ow, my back. Thanks for the hand, Saul. Don't mention it, but what's the deal with the snake? Mr. Saul, former giant warrior pirate principal. Ooh, he was a pirate. And now he's a principal? Principal Kiba. Wait, what? Why are we getting another introduction of the same character in the same chapter? That seems weird. I didn't know the principal was a warrior. Mr. Saul's as strong as they say. He used to be a marine, right? Cool. So there are monsters in the realm of the sun too, Saul? You get the occasional wild animal, but this, it's huge. Hold on a sec. Sorry, I just noticed that I hadn't checked my YouTube preview in a while. I thought it was giving me like a big no-no. That's always my fear, is I'm gonna look over and I'm gonna get like a jump scare that there was like a big no-no and the stream's been shut down. Ever since the Lost episode where I tried to watch Gunsmith Cats and it turned out to be a disaster. Sorry everyone, didn't mean to scare you. Thanks so much. Wow, Mr. Wolf. What now? School interior. Mr. Wolf, the PE teacher. What happened? I'm fine, but the man. That is a game of dodgeball gone horribly wrong. Yilva and the others just walked off, and they didn't say a word. Where did they go? You're friends with that Luffy guy, right? Yeah. Did he do something to you? What? What is this? Oh, this is the kid that got scared earlier and now he's scared of Luffy's friends. I had trouble understanding the action there. Be careful, Mr. Saul. The children, don't touch them. Where did Yilva and the others go? That way, toward the beach. Wait, there's beaches up in the upper realm? I guess so. Because there's the waterfalls, right? It's weird. Sir, what's wrong with them? They look like they were sleepwalking. Sleepwalking? Yeah, they're not waking up. Oh my gosh, that is actually adorable. That is really, really cute. Oh, it's the arrows. You see that? There's like an arrow right here, and it's like leading them. Okay, come back. Where are y'all going? Sound the horn. The entire country needs to be alerted. Isn't that overkill, Kiba? Something's off, Saul. Look at the forest. On the horn. Man. Math teachers got epic calves. Or not calves. Wait. Not calves. Thighs. More monsters. Where did they come from? No one could call it overkill after seeing this. Principal, the kids are passing out. What's happening? Wake up, everyone. What? I don't understand. Hey, what's going on? Oh, because in the last chapter, weren't God's Knights saying that they were going to make a game out of, like, who could kidnap the most of these giant children? Because what were they going to do with them? I assume turn them into child soldiers or experiments or something, because that's what the world government do. That's how they do. Put me down, Saul. Let me examine them. Okay, help them with whatever this is. We've got to stop the other kids and get them to safety. And the realm of the dead. Did you think just keeping one sea stone shackle on would be enough to sap my strength? How naive. Wait, so it actually doesn't matter how much sea stone is in contact with a person? If there's not enough, it doesn't... Because I'm thinking of the time in Wano, right? Where Law had a sea stone nail stuck in his body, and that, like, totally screwed up everything. But now we're being told that the amount of sea stone that's used matters. Well, what about the other time, right? Where we were in Egghead and Stussy whipped out this tiny little like mock lipstick that turned out to be sea stone, and she pressed it against Lucci's skin, and that sapped him of all his strength. So, I don't know. This seems kind of bogus, but whatever. If you care about keeping Elbaf safe, remove the last shackle. Rest assured, even in my current state, I'm far from helpless. Loki, what's his deal? I'd hurry if I were you. If I strike, the flames will rage. You know about Elbaf's greatest weakness, right? I will wipe you all out. Stop it, Loki. What? 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 Was that like... Oh, because it's like Mjolnir, right? It makes lightning. Not sure how. Like lightning comes out and then it makes a bunch of fire. Okay. Was that lightning? Elder Ja Rule, a fire... I forgot it's Elder Ja Rule. A fire has broken out in the south. I heard a horn blare too. This is bad. Put it out. Walrus School. Mr. Saul, principal. All these monsters. I recognize them. Are you serious, Angie? It was just earlier today. It's Loki. He can use his hammer to destroy the world. Nuh-uh. The one who's gonna do that is Nika. What an epic drawing. Hey, look at mine. I drew Loki because he's the scariest. No way, Fenrir is the most frightening. Don't stand on the table. No, it's ghosts. Draugr, a storm. Neohagar. Jormungandr. My mommy. Are you kids finished? Miss, thinking about this stuff is going to give me nightmares. Sorry, Ylva, but these a little bit of a translation error there. But these drawing and writing exercises really let your personalities shine. Each of you has a unique perspective and your imaginations are amazing. Did one kid just draw a bunch of nothing? Just a bunch of scribbles? Is that supposed to be him being afraid of the dark or what? All the beasts are the things the kids fear the most. That's crazy. This is their nightmare world. Oh, that's pretty badass. Look, it's like an evil Nika and like a skeleton and I don't know, like puke with a face on it, a ghost, a bird, a weird version of Loki, a really cute bear. I don't know how that's supposed to be scary. And then a big old dragon. And then this thing. I don't know what that is. It looks like something from Where the Wild Things Are. Oh, and there's the mom. That's a sick spread, though. Oh, and there's like a big wolf creature. Now that really looks like something from Where the Wild Things Are. Alright, that should do it. And then this guy, Killingham, just falls asleep. Yep, good work, Killingham. I'll let it up once those runts reach the ship. Do you think they'll be able to get them back? Gee ha ha ha. To love is to inevitably hurt one another. Ain't that right, Gunko? What scares you the most? Nika. Elbaf and Turmoil break next week. Some strange dialogue here. Strange action. Is Killingham falling asleep part of the power? He says, so he doesn't fall asleep, he's like dozing off. He says, I'll let it up once those runts reach the ship. So it's some sort of dream power? But he's like a Kirin. Like half horse, half dragon. Is that like a power that Kirin have? They can make dreams come true, or they can make nightmares come true, or something? And not sure what Summers is talking about. To love is to inevitably hurt one another. I wonder where this comment is coming from. I'm having trouble connecting it to the action that's currently happening. To love is to inevitably hurt one another. Huh. But that was an okay chapter. It was mostly action. So we see some more like cool powers and stuff. Is it that Kellyanne puts them to sleep and then while they're sleeping their nightmares come to life? So does that mean if they wake up the nightmares go away? Huh. Yeah, it's kind of crazy how fast things have escalated. That is wow. Interesting power. It's cool. But I wonder how threatening these guys are going to be once it comes down to like face-to-face, man-to-man confrontation. Because that's got to be what it comes down to, right? At some point, like, these two forces, God's Knights and the Straw Hat Pirates and all the Giants and stuff, they've got to fight each other, right? And so far, like, I don't know. I don't know that they're all that scary. I'm going to have to see more of these guys in action, I think. Because just the principal and Saul, they really beat the tar out of this big snake thing. Unless it gets back up. Huh. So that'll do for this this stream for the most part. I figure that after this I gotta do some more cleaning up because that's the way it is. There's always like a bunch of mess that I've managed to push out of frame that you guys don't see. I gotta clean up and I want to work more on my scenes for streaming, because you see a lot of these scenes they still use the same old they use the same old overlay with like the seafoam green and stuff. I gotta fix that. And I want to squeeze in some more City of Heroes, because there's an event going on right now. It's the Valentine's Day event. I think it might still be running. They'll probably shut it down sometime this week, though. And it's a blast. It's going to a superhero wedding, and you have the option of either fighting with the good guys against the bad guys, or vice versa. But if you do them both and then you come back, there's a third option. Where you, instead of picking a side, you say, "Hail Lord Nemesis." And for anyone who doesn't know, which is probably most people, Nemesis is like the one bad guy in City of Heroes that even other bad guys hate, because he just doesn't play along with anyone. He just wants to take over the world and he wants it all for himself. So when you say that, all of a sudden everyone at the wedding jumps you, and it's one of the hardest fights in the entire game, especially since there's a time limit. But it's a blast. I mean, just imagine saying something that is so irritating that the Justice League and the Legion of Doom both jump you at the same time. That's kind of what that event is. And yeah, if you don't know, we're big fans of City of Heroes around here. I've been playing that game since 2005. And then, NCSoft shut it down for a while, and then people found out there was a private server, and then they got the license, so it's kind of back. And so that's usually what I do to unwind after stream, is just play some City of Heroes. First superhero MMO ever. Highly recommended. I mean, it is old and a little clunky, but I still love it. It's just a blast being able to make your own superhero. So I gotta try and squeeze in a little more time with that event before it shuts down. But yeah, let's see. So next stream, well, we're on break. Just double check. Yeah, break next week. So no stream on the 16th, but we will probably be back on the 23rd, and I'll figure something out for that stream. Because I said I would do another painting stream a long time ago, and I've just been kind of putting it off for whatever reason. I guess just too tired, got too much on my mind. And so I've kind of not been able to focus on streaming the way I want to stream, and so I've just been doing these really short and sweet, really basic streams that don't have a lot going on. I want to get back to doing more robust streams, and hopefully having my Saturdays back will help out with that. So, like I said, we should be back on the 23rd. You know, no promises though. The thing that I always try to say is that the schedule is always subject to change, because you never know. You never know when there's going to be some unexpected circumstance or catastrophe or something. So, you know, just to make sure you stay on top of it, I would recommend that, again, just stay in touch with all my little socials down here. We're on Facebook and Twitter and Insta and Discord. And until then, if you could like this video, it'd be really appreciated. A subscription even more so. And feel free to leave a comment talking about how you liked this latest chapter, or cool stuff you think I could get for my room, or recommendations for, like, I don't know, cool gear to help soup up the channel. Give me recommendations on what to do for the next stream, or ideas for paintings. Or you could share your memories from this past epic and tumultuous year of Cross H Productions. And, you know, all the support over the past year is very, very much appreciated, because it helps us move on to doing bigger and better things. More manga, more anime, more shows, movies, reviews, collabs, lots and lots of big plans for the future. But for now, I think that'll do it. So y'all have a good day, and in advance, happy St. Patrick's Day. And we'll see you later.